Hey there YouTube, another Tourist High Point production coming at you. My name's Ray Shepard. I want to cover the a little more on that wax that I used in a previous video in my revolvers, my black powder revolvers to be specific, the 36 open top Colt Navy reproduction and a 44 brass Pieta Sheriff, which was never in production but is a reproduction. Anyhow, you've seen how I coated that Pieta 44 cylinder, how I had it almost coated with the wax. Well, not really coated, but it was built up around the nipples real thick and built up in the front end of the cylinder real thick in the chambers. As that wax began to heat up that day with the firing, the wax started to walk out the front of the cylinders, creating jam ups in the front. The wax on the rear around the nipples, it just created all kinds of hostly problems, from being too thick on there and jamming up to where the hand had issues getting to where it was supposed to go. As that wax started to melt and drop down, of course, with it, the caps would do funky stuff and cause all kind of cap jams. And coating a black powder revolver in wax for waterproofing, while it can be done, it renders the weapon almost inoperable. I mean, you'll get one shot, maybe two. The second idea was at Colt Navy, where I did the same thing with the front end of it. I coated the front chambers in the wax over the ball, and just barely used a little bit of wax on the nipple end to seat the cap on. That worked a lot better. There's another video of that. I'm not linking videos. I'm not spoon feeding you. If you want to go through my video list and see where those are posted, you're more than welcome. I don't ask you to subscribe. I don't ask you to contribute. I don't ask you to like. What you do is your own business. I expect the same respect from you. Thank you. But in doing that video, it started to make me question my use of wads or a chamber seal, if you would, and more for waterproofing the gun and creating an even pressure around that round ball. It's left me open to a couple of different options I was thinking about. Perhaps a wad only dipped in wax. Soy wax, perhaps. I hear it's a bit firmer and heavier than the beeswax and would be a little bit more viable for the carry temperatures. Okay? Now, I'm not talking about throwing this thing in your truck and leaving it there for 6 months and coming back after 2 or 3 months of where it's hit 104, 105 degrees steadily in the vehicle. Come on. Common sense wise, if you're using this from carry and you're moving it from environment to environment, yeah, okay, I can see some portability there, something to work with that would actually aid the shooter. The light coat, like I said, over the nipples, and then seating the wax on that was the best option. Check out black powder guide. He's got an awesome video up about that. I've got one where I've done one cylinder off screen, and then come back and did the second cylinder on screen. I did the 44 off screen, and then I did my my 36 Navy. I did that and allowed everybody to watch. I think that's going to be a better viable idea for water resisting or waterproofing the rear of the cylinder. Now I'm looking at something for the front. Maybe not as much wax dripped in the cylinder around the ball. I'm kicking around just different ideas. Non-lubed wad. Maybe just a wax wad. No grease, just wax. Use like a soy wax because, you know, like as they say, that's a little bit firmer than the beeswax. Taurus High Point production, and I am kicking around just my wax follow-up. Snowballing, thinking aloud, and maybe somebody can throw a couple of different ideas in the comments. I don't know. I just, you know, well, like I said, I'm snowballing, spitballing, and throwing around different ideas for my wax follow-up. My wax trying to water resist a black powder cylinder. It's been a Taurus High Point production. I choose, therefore I am responsible.